Hi, I'm Dan from Coombe. I'm going to show you how to do the routine maintenance on the Millennium II pedal. You should aim to do this service once every 2,000 miles or so, and more frequently if you've been riding in wet conditions. It's a quick and easy process requiring only simple tools. This whole video is less than 5 minutes long, and that's plenty of time to do both pedals. Before you start, take the pedals off the bike so that you can work on them in a nice clean area. You'll need a couple of Q-tips, the screw for removing the plug, a 6mm hex key, grease and a grease gun, and a lint-free shop rag. The first step is to remove the plug from the axle and to make sure we don't introduce any dirt into the pedal in the process. Give the pedal a thorough wipe with the rag. The next thing is to use the Q-tip to clean out the bore in the axle. It's good to have the pedal angling downwards so that any dirt you loosen wants to fall out of the axle. Thread the screw into the rubber plug, turning it about one full turn, and then pull the plug out of the axle. Wipe the plug clean of any old dirt and grease that might be on it, and then set it aside. Use the Q-tip to swab out any other dirt or grease that might still be in the axle bore. The second step is to add new lubricant to the bearing and reinstall the plug. A couple of squirts with the grease gun is sufficient. It helps to have the pedal vertical. That way you can make sure the grease goes deep into the axle and doesn't get caught up near the top. Reinstall the plug, push it in firmly with your thumb, and then use the 6mm hex key to push the plug in as deep as the hex key will go. Rotating the axle slowly will help the hex key find its way down into the socket. The final step is to make sure that the pedal is clean. Use the Q-tip to swab out the axle bore one last time in case there is any residual grease in there. Give the pedal a final wipe with the rag. Pay particular attention to where the axle enters the body in case old grease has been pushed out. Spin the pedal in your hands a little bit to help work the new grease into the bearing. Now we just have to repeat the process for the second pedal. Wipe down the outside of the pedal thoroughly with the rag to clean it of any dirt. Use the clean Q-tip to swab out the bore in the axle. Remember to keep the pedal angling downwards so that any dirt you loosen wants to fall out of the axle. Push the screw into the rubber plug inside the axle bore, thread it in about a full turn, then pull it out of the axle. Give it a wipe clean with the rag, remove it from the screw, and then set it aside. Swab the bore in the axle one more time with the Q-tip to remove any extra dirt or grease that's still there. Squirt new grease into the axle bore. Remember to have the pedal vertical to help the grease go deep into the bore and not get caught up near the top. Then take the plug and push it back in with your thumb, and take the 6mm hex key and use it to push the plug as deep as it will go. Turning the axle slightly in your hands as you push will help the hex key find its way into the socket. Swab the bore in the axle one last time with the Q-tip to make sure there's no dirt or grease still in there. Then use the rag to wipe the pedal body down, paying again particular attention to where the axle meets the body in case old grease has been pushed out.